Hello everyone, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So we're going to start this video. I want to talk to you about a couple of things. First off,
Consider this map, which shows the route from Colombia to the United States and marks 12 U.S. border crossing points with flags. Many similar maps are distributed by other organizations. This map, distributed by the Red Cross, shows the route from Panama to the United States in painstaking detail. On the back of the map, illegal aliens are encouraged to ride on top of freight trains to reach the United States border.
it's an email from a lady that lives in Venezuela. She is an American citizen, and this is what she told me. Sam, there are people here from the United States. I can't tell you what organization. I can't tell you what political party, but they literally go house to house, to churches, to businesses, and they knock on the door and they say, you want to go to America, we want you. Here's your debit card. Here is your cell phone. Here is the route and the direction you need to go. There will be water. There will be food. There will be provision for you and your family along the route. As an American citizen, that should concern you a lot. Yes, that clip was me telling you guys that I received an email from a woman that was living in Venezuela. And what she was telling me was happening was truth. I knew she was telling me the truth, but I had no proof what NGOs, what non-governmental organizations were actually sending the migrants our way.
And you also have various NGOs that are here as well that are just, giving people basically instructions and whatever other information they might need to make the journey successfully. You can see right here. So, this right here. This is the IOM. That's Spanish. The OIM is what it says on his vest. That's Spanish for the IOM, the International Organization of Migration. That's the migration arm of the United Nations. You can see here that he was kind of trying to turn away. He didn't really want to be on camera.
Tienes que preguntar primero antes de grabar a las personas, por favor. Sí.
Repite.
Ask me.
Oh, permisión. So that's what's going on. He's from the OIM. That's the United Nations out here giving all sorts of aid. And then you have illegal aliens from all over the world that are about to get onto boats and go into the jungle. This is what it looks like.
The video I'm fixing to show you has the proof. Now, the guy that did it, my hat is off to him, you guys. He did a phenomenal job showing the mass migration heading our way, who is funding it, why it's happening. You need to watch all the clips to truly understand. But let me clarify. Some of the ignorant statements I get from people, and it's usually immigrants currently here or really hardcore liberals that have been brainwashed. What they say is, well, I don't know why you're complaining. Look what Americans did to the Native Americans when they migrated here in the 1600s. The response to that, you guys, is what happened when the Pilgrims came here and what they did may not have been correct, all right? But there was not an entire united civilization on American soil. There was like individual mini countries, warring parties of Native Americans. Was it right how they handled them? No. But the two situations are extremely different. America, the United States, is a constitutional republic. We are a sovereign nation of 48 continental states with laws and regulations, okay? And those are being trod upon by the United Nations, by the Red Cross, by all these other NGOs and nonprofits and united kind of governance, globalist, elitist. And the point to all of it is they are doing it to replace Americans.
This is replacement migration. The United Nations wrote a white paper about this phenomenon in 2000, titled Replacement Migration: Is it a solution to declining and aging populations? The paper proposes mass migration as a means to offset aging populations in Europe, the United States, Russia, Japan, and Korea. The white paper offers 5 possible scenarios for the United States. Shockingly, Scenario 5 suggests it would be necessary to have 593 million immigrants from 1995 to 2050, an average of 10.8 million per year. By 2050, out of a United States total population of 1.1 billion, 775 million, or 73%, would be post-1995 immigrants or their descendants. The American Republic is on the verge of extinction. If you are an American, the onus is on you to stand up, speak out, and fight back against this agenda.
America is the land of the free and home of the brave. We have a beautiful Constitution. What they're doing is trying to destroy us. We are the last standing sovereign nation, regardless of how you feel about what's going on with shadow governments and our current president and all the rest of it. I would say 65% of Americans are true-blooded Americans. We love this country. So please watch this video. It's going to show you exactly how the migrants are getting here, who is funding it, why they are being sent. And here's the last thing I want to add to this. One piece of the puzzle that we don't currently have is, did our current sitting president, President Biden, sign any legislation or documentation with the UN or the WEF that we are not aware of that will affect why he will not shut the border? I believe somewhere is a secret document where our government has sold us out, our president and his cabinet has sold us out, and it is treason. That's all I'm going to say about it. God bless you. God bless America. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Go to the gentleman's channel that I got some of this information from. Like and subscribe to him. Really, support what he did. It's beautiful work. We need more young Americans doing just what this young man did. You should not be ashamed of the fact that you're white or you're black or you're Asian or whatever, but you're American and you don't want to be replaced in your own country. Doesn't make you racist. Doesn't make you xenophobic. It doesn't make any of that true. Quit letting them shut you down because you don't want to support people that have never put a penny into this country. They're coming here because they were told they would be taken care of. They're coming here with the wrong reasons. That's not the same as what happened in the 1600s when they were running from religious persecution. It's two totally different things. Those two conversations shouldn't even happen. I don't even respond to people anymore when they say, oh, you're just upset. You guys deserve it. No, we built a beautiful nation and we do not deserve to have it torn down by people coming here of fighting age young men that want to destroy us from the inside out. Dead serious. Oh, if you haven't done so, please go support our GiveSendGo.com Food for Thought campaign supporting hungry, needy American families. Somebody has to do it. We voted us. God bless you guys. Good night.
Is Ecuador. U.S.-bound illegal aliens from all over the world first fly into the capital city of Quito due to the country's easy entry requirements. From here, aliens begin making their way towards Colombia. In the Ecuadorian border town of Tulcan, dozens of government and non-government organizations offer aid and instructions on how to navigate the mass migration trail. This map, provided by the United Nations, shows all of the migration-related organizations in Tulcan. Aliens receive aid in the form of legal assistance, food packages, healthcare, maps, and more. Some of this aid is incredibly bizarre. The United Nations International Organization of Migration, IOM for short, hands out pamphlets detailing how to put on a condom. It is clear that the intent of these organizations is to direct the masses of illegal aliens to the United States. Consider this map, which shows the route from Colombia to the United States and marks 12 U.S. border crossing points with flags. Many similar maps are distributed by other organizations. This map, distributed by the Red Cross, shows the route from Panama to the United States in painstaking detail. On the back of the map illegal aliens are encouraged to ride on top of freight trains to reach the United States border. It's worth noting that these maps direct aliens into incredibly dangerous territory, such as the Darien Gap, or cartel-controlled areas of Mexico. If this mass migration program were truly for humanitarian purposes, venturing into such territories would be discouraged. Not only are aliens risking their lives by following these instructions, but the United Nations is indirectly helping organized crime earn untold amounts of money by sending millions of people their way to be smuggled. These same criminal organizations notoriously rape women, rob innocent people, and execute their enemies. After crossing into Colombia from Ecuador, the next stop along the route is the city of Pasto. It was here that we discovered a secret staging point for Chinese illegal aliens headed to the United States.
So right now we are in Colombia at the Cabañas Rio Mayo Hotel. And this hotel that we stumbled upon by accident is a major hub, a major transit point, meeting place for Chinese foreign nationals that are on their way to the United States. And last night when we were here, we were eating at this hotel restaurant, and we were the only foreigners that were not Chinese. I mean, literally the entire hotel is just Chinese foreigners. We spoke with the hotel staff here and they confirmed that. And while there are some women and children, it's mostly military-aged males. There's some right behind me right now, actually. One thing to note is that among all of the foreign nationals that are entering the United States illegally, the Chinese are among the most well-funded and the most sophisticated in the way they go about getting to the United States. Whereas the Venezuelans, for example, are very poor. They just trek up to the United States on foot in mass caravans. They don't have much money. The Chinese are very well funded. They're the ones that are taking planes. We're right across the street from an airport right now. And they also have established networks. And this hotel that we're at is proof of that. It's all Chinese, and for some reason they all know to come here. It's because they are in direct communication. People that are further up the trail or that have made it to the United States are telling people that are on their way, hey, this is a hotel that's safe for you. We also found we were staying at this hotel, they're expecting Chinese. You can see a lot of the writings, a lot of the signs in this hotel are written in Chinese. Again, this is further proof that it's not by accident. It's not just some sort of one-off occasion that there's all of these Chinese nationals here at this point. This is a known hub, a known meeting place for Chinese that are in transit on their way to the United States. We spoke with a Chinese national who's staying here right now, who's going to be trekking through the Darien Gap and going up to the United States. His destination is either New York or Los Angeles, and he told us that there are definitively Chinese spies in the United States. Are the Chinese police in the United States?
Yeah.
Verge at. They stop into Coakley. They buy various types of equipment here. They buy camping gear, boots, knives, everything else. And there are so many illegal aliens converging on this town daily that a large portion of this town's economy has now been centered around selling these illegal aliens gear in order to cross into the jungle and survive. And even right now, there's people walking around with baskets selling gear to these people. Right here. ¿Sí? ¿Qué es? ¿La linterna? ¿A cuánto cuesta la linterna?
25.
25. ¿Y cuánto cuesta aquí?
5.000.
5.000. Okay, bueno. ¿Y para el teléfono, sí?
5.000.
5.000. Okay, bueno. You guys okay?
It is here that illegal aliens are processed and given the aid and instructions necessary to continue their journey to the United States. So-called migration route maps can be found everywhere. The same UN-affiliated organizations seen earlier along the route also have a presence inside these Panamanian camps. A few on the scene include OIM, Red Cross, UNICEF, HIAS, European Union, Doctors Without Borders, UNHCR, and the Norwegian Refugee Council. From these camps, illegals are put onto buses and shuttled northward to Costa Rica. From here, illegals ride buses across Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala until they reach the border of Mexico. We traveled to the Guatemalan border town of Tecunuman, where human smugglers, most likely affiliated with the Sinaloa cartel, charged us $125 each to be smuggled into Mexico.
¿Es un mejor presidente de Trump? Tu opinión de Trump?
Tron no sirve. Tron no quiere a los inmigrantes.
Oh, okay.
Tron es un inmigrante y desecha inmigrantes.
Slowly not in my control. They whip the car around. They start driving down south. This man who got in the car gets on the phone with the woman. They start rambling in Spanish. I don't really know what they're saying. Puts me on the phone with her, and the lady says, listen, I don't know like what you're doing, but you're supposed to pay $500 to cross in this area. I didn't say I was trying to cross. They just inferred that. And she says, it should matter, like bluntly. She wasn't like trying to tell me I was going to be a kid. Just bluntly, she's like, you're in the hands of the cartel. You didn't pay them. So and now you are being taken by them. You're going to be handed off to a group of armed men. As we're driving inland, something interesting happens. I'm actually filming them secretly on my phone. Had they caught me doing that, I could have been killed. We drive about 10 minutes inland. We unpack our bags, and they see our camera gear and they see the drone, and they start flipping out.
Oh,
yeah, they start bugging. They're like, "What is going on here?" Then they start searching through all of our data. They search through my phone, and I'm worried this whole time, like they're gonna find that video that I took of them, and I don't even know what they're gonna do. But I just don't think he saw it. They put us on our knees, take hostage type photos. They accuse us of being intelligence and military guys. They're checking us for wires, going through every bit of our bag. Another truck now has pulled up with 4 more armed men. They took my brother. They got him pinned up against the truck. And, I'm thinking if these people think that we're somehow intelligence guys or, military, I mean, we could have a bullet put on our head straight up. And at one point, one of these men points to my drone and holds a pistol to his head. I'm taking this as a death threat. They end up tying up our hands. They throw a blindfold on me. They didn't have one for my brother, so they just pull the hood over his head of this jacket that he was wearing, throw us in the back of the truck, and basically say, you're part of an investigation. We're going to see El Jefe. I'm like, how much money do you guys want? What do you want? We'll go to ATM right now, we'll pull it out, and they won't have it. They're like, no. They're like, we're going to see the boss, El Jefe. I don't know where we're going. I'm blindfolded. My brother's got his head down with a hood over his head. As we're driving throughout Mexico, they're deeper into Mexico, they're making stops. People walking up to the truck, whispering about us, saying, intelligentsia or military. They're smoking pot in the car. They're making more stops, driving down dirt roads. And as we're doing this, I'm actually whispering to my brother. I'm like, man, if you can, start loosening up your hand straps, because I don't know if we're just going to have one opportunity to make a go at it before they execute us. I mean, I had no idea what was going to happen. And then eventually, after driving down all these dirt roads, the doors open up and the blindfold comes off, and they tell us to get out of the car. We're in the middle of an abandoned field. I mean, literally, I thought they might kill us right here. But that's not what happened. They took all of our electronic gear. They laid it down in front of us. They pull out a crowbar. They smash all of our gear to little bits and pieces. I mean, they were literally bits and pieces on the ground, and they smashed the bits and pieces. And then that was it. And then they loaded us into a truck, and they dropped us off at the port of entry. Basically tell us not to come back ever again. The United States is in a state of undeclared war. The United Nations and associated organizations are actively working to dissolve the American Republic through an industrial-scale weaponized migration program. Narco-terrorist cartel organizations control the entire U.S. southern border, and every day, thousands of unknown military-aged men from around the world infiltrate America. At this point, there are undoubtedly terrorists, saboteurs, spies, and other nefarious actors embedded in America, with many more on the way. There is also an ever-increasing threat of the establishment of a permanent one-party state. As you have just seen, the majority of these illegals support the Biden regime. The harsh reality of this invasion can no longer be ignored, and its effects will only grow worse over the years to come. Schools, which once served to educate the next generation of Americans, now serve as illegal alien shelters. Every night, thousands of veterans sleep homeless in the streets, while illegal aliens, who have contributed nothing to America, sleep in hotel rooms for free. Major American cities are watering down the votes of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens by granting suffrage to illegal aliens. This new voter base has already shown blatant disrespect for the laws of the United States by entering the country illegally. In some states, illegals will begin policing American citizens, and some members of Congress have openly suggested the idea of having illegals serve in the military in exchange for citizenship.